So today we'll discuss on research framework. Basically, it is a step-by-step process to go from project objective to research objective, from research objective to questionnaire question items, from questionnaire question items to understand what kind of data analysis you have to carry out to find the insights, right? So once you get a project objective, so next step is to carry out a literature review, go find some research articles, blogs, and create your research objectives, right? Research objectives are hypotheses. To create a hypothesis, you should have theoretical framework or a theoretical model behind it. Otherwise, you can create your research objectives, right? So basically, hypothesis is part of a research objectives. So let's say I have a project objective where I want to understand the hand washing behavior of postgraduate students, right? Due to recent COVID-19 pandemic, 2 months earlier, I carried out this survey when the situation started. So my objective is to my project objective is to understand the hand washing behavior. So I went through few of the research articles. So this basically exercise, it is not for some academic research. I just carried out to carry out certain data analysis or show data analysis to my MBA students. So how to convert it to a research objective? Again, go search some research articles on those hand washing behavior. So what I want to understand, what I my research objectives were whether males and females differ in their hand washing behavior. Another research objective, depending upon the student's income background, whether the behavior is different across different income background. Third research objectives, if you can see it here, whether average number of times people wash their hand in a day is more than 11. So where did I get that number 11? I read some of the research articles where it was shown that the average number of times like any person should wash their hand is in between 6 to 11. So I have taken the higher number 11. Another research articles or lot of communications we got where it told that whenever you are washing your hand, the average duration should be 20 seconds, right? So that is something I wanted to understand whether students are washing their hand is 20 seconds or not, right? Again, I wanted to understand whether there is a relationship between gender and hand washing behavior, right? So those are like 7 or 8 research objectives I created. Once you create your research objectives, for each of the research objectives, find out what kind of variables that research objective looks like trying to find out, right? In the first research objective, whether males and females differ in their hand washing behavior. One of the variable is obviously gender, right? Because I want to differentiate or I want to find out whether there is a difference between male and female in their hand washing behavior. So one of the variable obviously will be gender. Second research variable will be hand washing behavior itself. Hand washing behavior I am measuring in terms of number of times they are washing their hand. Okay. So first step from project objective, create your research objectives. Second step from research objectives, find out what kind of variables you are looking to carry out survey or do your research on. Similarly, for my second research objective, already I have hand washing behavior. So I am highlighting the new variable, income group, right? So how will I categorize income group? That is the next step. But right now I'm just listing down what are my variables, operationalization variable. Okay. So similarly, wherever you can see the highlighted or the bold letter which has been pointed out, so those are my new variables. So how many variables I have? Gender 1, hand washing behavior 2, income group 3, time spent in hand washing, that is 4, then age 5th, and exposure to advertisement, that is the 6th variable. How I am measuring exposure to advertisement? In terms of number of advertisement or number of communications somebody has seen about COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so these are my 6 variables which are basically through which I want to test or I want to understand my research objectives. Okay, so first I converted my project objective to research objective. From research objectives, I understood what are my variables or what are my variables I want to understand or I want to collect data from the respondent. Once you identify those variables, ideally what should happen? For each of those variables, you should have a questionnaire question. Okay, so let's go one by one. So one of my first question is, what is your age? Because that was one of my variable, age. So how am I asking that question? Okay, that is also important. Same question I can ask in a category format. If I say that what is your age, and I can put different groups 0 to 15, 15 to 30, 30 to 45, right? So I can create a category wise variable, ordinal level variable, or I can just ask your to put your age in a number, right? You can put 23, 25, 38, whatever your age is, you can put down those numbers. Okay, so that is a ratio scale. Depending upon what kind of analysis I am going to do, you have to ask that question. So this is something very important, right? So how will I know that which kind of analysis I am going to do, right? Because here I know that whether males and females differ in their hand washing behavior. I'm comparing two groups. I'm trying to find out whether they differ or not. So that is basically I want to carry out something called two sample t-test, right? So if you want to understand two sample t-test, you can see my other videos on two sample t-test. So when I know that two sample t-test I have to carry out, so I have to like my dependent variable has to be metric. Okay, my independent variable like categorical, independent variable like male and female. So those are my categorical variable. My dependent variable, whichever dependent variable, in this case particularly hand washing behavior. Hand washing behavior in terms of number of times they are washing their hand. That has to be metric. So that information, when I know that to understand this research objective, I need to carry out a two sample t-test. In two sample t-test, dependent variable has to be metric and your independent variable has to be categorical. So out of gender and hand washing behavior, gender is a has to be independent variable, that will be categorical. Obviously I will ask a question category wise, male or female. The other variable metric, other variable is hand washing behavior has to be metric. So this is something important from your research objective itself. You have to understand which kind of uh, questionnaire items you have to form. Okay, so we'll go discuss one by one in the next slide, like what kind of hypothesis testing for which kind of variables. Similarly, let's say specify your gender. I put it in my nominal scale because that is categorical. Next one is on income group. Okay, so what kind of objective I have there? Whether different income groups differ in their hand washing behavior. Again here, so here is a trick question. Okay, so depending upon how many income groups I am forming, or depending upon what is my actual as per the project objective, depending upon population I am studying, what kind of income groups they can fall in, I can create different categories, right? So let's say if I create only two categories, less than 10 lakhs, family income is less than 10 lakhs or more than 10 lakhs, right? So in that case, I can just have to carry out two sample t-test, right? Because I have two groups and I want to find out the difference, I can do a two sample t-test. But if I create three or more groups, then I have to carry out a ANOVA. So all these things has to happen simultaneously, depending upon what kind of data analysis I'm choosing. My questionnaire items has to be linked to that. Similarly, depending upon my questionnaire items, my data analysis has to be linked to that. Okay. In this particular case, I have chosen to income group into three groups. So whenever I want to find out the difference between three or more groups, I have to carry out ANOVA. Okay, so I'll just show you kind of which kind of hypothesis testing for which kind of variable you have, then it will be a little more clear. Whenever your research objective is basically to find out relationship, okay, whenever you want to find out whether X is related to Y, okay, you have your variables. If both the variables dependent and independent are categorical, then we can use cross tabulation. If both are metric, then we'll be using correlation. Okay, this is something we are just discussing on. We are not discussing multivariate statistics. We'll be just focusing on the bivariate statistics. Okay, so bivariate statistics means we have only one dependent variable and we have one independent variable. In this case, whenever there is two variables, your dependent and independent variables are categorical, we can use cross tabulation. When both are metric, we will use correlation. Whenever I want to find a dependency, that means in correlation what we study, X is related to Y, Y is related to correlated to X. That means if movement of if x increases and y increases, that is positively correlated. If x increases and y decreases, that means negatively correlated. But I do not know by how much, right? If x increases by, let's say, 10%, what will be the changes or variations in y? Correlation cannot answer that question, right? To find answer to that question, when I want to understand if x changes by some percentage or some number, what will be change in y? So we have to use regression. So whenever I want to find out the dependency, not only relationship, also the dependency, then I have to use bivariate regression. Why bivariate? Because I have only two variables, one independent, one dependent. Whenever I have multiple independent variable, in that case, I can use multiple regression. Okay. Differences, whenever I have to find the study aim is to find out differences, and like we discussed on the previous case, we used a two sample t-test, right? Whenever we want to find the differences between two groups, so that means my dependent variable is metric, my independent variable group or category, there are two categories, so I can use two sample t-test. Again, two sample t-test can be of two types, whenever samples are independent or samples are paired. What do you mean by independence? Means group A, group B, male and female, that is independent. Why? One respondent can be either in group A or group B. It is not getting repeated in either of the groups. Paired means for the same respondent, I have two measures, two variables. Like in some cases, we measure, if you go to a hospital, they measure your blood sugar level before breakfast and after breakfast. So what happens for the same respondent? I am collecting two samples, two measures, right? Before breakfast and after breakfast, and I'm comparing. Similarly, for, let's say, for students, I want to understand what is their improvement in scores by taking a subject. So let's say I'm teaching some multivariate statistics, multivariate data analysis. So before the start of the course, I took took a quiz and they scored some marks. 10 students scored some marks. After 2 months, again I took a quiz, right? Whenever, so what is the performance difference, right? Post the class, sorry, pre-class and post-class. Okay. Whenever that situation, we can use pair. So again, independent, depending upon whether those two groups variance, population variance is equal or not. So to understand that, we have to carry out a F test. By like a F test, if it gets rejected, that means your variances are unequal. If F test we cannot reject the null hypothesis, that means variances are equal. Accordingly, there are different formulas we can use. So the basic point what I want to make is, whenever we have to find out differences between two groups and my dependent variable is metric and independent variable is categorical, I have to use a two sample t-test. Whenever I have more than two groups, that means three or more than three groups, then I have to use again same dependent metric and independent categorical. I have to use one-way ANOVA. If you go to data analysis tab in Excel, there are two more options, that is two-way ANOVA without replication, two-way ANOVA with replication. Basically, it is a part of n-way ANOVA. In Excel only you can carry out two-way ANOVA. In SPSS, Strata and other statistical softwares, there is a technique to use or conduct n-way ANOVA. Okay. So what does two-way ANOVA and how does one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA differs? Basically, in one-way ANOVA, I have only one categorical variable. In two-way ANOVA, that means I have two categorical variable. If there is an interaction, then I have to use two-way ANOVA with replication. If I assume that there is no interaction, I can use two-way ANOVA without replication. So this is kind of hypothesis testing framework we have to remember. Depending upon this, we have to create something called research framework. So research framework is nothing but your research objective or hypothesis. Then what are the questions I am asking in my questionnaire, okay, related to my research objective. And once I get inputs, once I get responses for my questionnaire questions, what kind of data analysis I am going to do. Okay, so first I have a project objective which we discussed in the beginning. From project objective, I will create my research objectives. For each of my research objective, I will understand what kind of variables I want to collect data on. Depending upon those variables and depending upon which kind of data analysis I am going to carry out, I have to create my questionnaire items. Accordingly, I'll give them different options, different coding I have to do. Once that is done, I have to create something called research framework. Remember, this has to happen before you conduct your survey, before you send your questionnaire. So this is a template of your research framework. That's all.